going to be a little different because I've got two screens going, one for Be Live at the Lightworkers and Earth Angel Study Hall. Hi, everybody. And then the other one is on Zoom so that I can edit it later on. So welcome, 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 everyone. This is Tracy Una Wagner with Versatile Inspirations. And today we are doing the third annual Energy Foresight for 2020 for the whole year. So I did put together a packet. It is some worksheets that can go along with this, and you can feel free to download that. On the Lightworkers and Earth Angel Study Hall, there is a link right there. You'll have to probably type it out. I'm not sure how I can actually go on and include that yet. Or you can just head on over to the Versatile Inspirations website, the Facebook page, facebook.com/versatile inspirations, and that will actually give you the link. It's a bit.ly link, and you can just click on that and download the worksheets. So the worksheets that I put together are, the first one is for all 12 months. So we're going to start by doing that. We're going to start by doing just the overall energy of what 2020 each month is going to be bringing to us. And so once we get that done, then if we have time, I'm not sure how long that's going to take. Usually it takes a little while. Sometimes the cards don't want to come out right away, or whatever divination tool that you're using, feel free to use that. I did put tarot reading, and that's really not what it is. It's just the energy. You can use whatever tool you want. I usually use an easy tarot deck, not something that I really want to have to sit there and go over. But later on, I will take that same card out of like the Rider-Waite, or go to a book, or just really meditate with the card a little bit longer, just to see what it really kind of brings about. But an easy deck is really nice for situations like this, like when we're live and we're doing this kind of thing together. It's nice to actually have a tarot deck or oracle cards, or something that you really know, like if you really know the runes. Those are difficult for me, but they're very knowledgeable. And so if you are someone that works really well with rune cards or rune stones, then that's actually a great one to use also with this. But I use something that has some words on it at the bottom, so it's a little bit easier to just kind of get the gist of what's going on when we're live. When you're by yourself, those sheets are very helpful, because not only did I do the monthly for the worksheets this year, but I also did for the month and each week. And sometimes the week is funny, like you'll have a Friday and Saturday that still have like the 30th and the 31st. I noticed that there's a couple of those that have a couple extra days, so I put those extra days on there so that you can get the energy for those days, because it's kind of helpful to know what that energy is, because it's still that same month and it hasn't transitioned over into the next month, so it doesn't really correspond with anything else. So you can do that on your own, or you can do that while we're working today together. Whatever is better for you and whatever you're able to do, that is great. And whatever divination tool that you want to use, you can even use a crystal ball, just by gazing into the crystal ball and seeing what images come to you. That's all that is it's just a tool to actually gather information so that it's helpful to know what is in store for you. And like I said on Monday, when I did the Foresight for the week, every time, even still right now, whenever I think of 2020, I get the word epic. And some people have contacted me and said, you know what, it feels epic in the wrong way right now. I hear you. I understand. I get it. I actually thought the same thing when the first time I heard the word epic, because there seemed to be so much that was wrong, that wasn't right, that seems to be out of balance. But that word kept coming. And the idea, when I contacted and communicated with my spirit team, the ideas that were coming was, this is the year to trust, believe, and receive. This is the year. We were really, in the last decade, a lot of us were dipping our toe into spirituality, metaphysics, new age, the occult, things like that, and even maybe stepping out of our boundaries, stepping out of maybe religious persecution, or just the ties of a religion. Things that maybe someone told you that the tarot cards were evil and bad and from the devil and things like that, but you felt drawn to it, or you felt drawn to oracle cards, or you felt drawn to learning something that maybe someone indicated to you was a taboo thing. But guess what? We're here to learn, to experience, and to grow. And if this helps you in a good way, then I say more power to you, because that kind of same thing happened to me. And I don't feel that anymore, and I'm so grateful. But at first, I did feel that way. I felt very, very restricted, very like astrology, like hypnosis were all taboo. And once I really started working with balancing my energies and really wanting to know who I was, not what someone else expected me to be, or not what someone else or something else was telling me to be, then I was able to let that go. And hypnosis, meditation, metaphysics, as a whole, I realized were part of my whole life. And so it was easy for me to really work with it at that point, because it was easier to let all of those taboo things go, those ideas, and allow what was beneficial for me, what was beneficial for those that I work with, to actually come through. And so by knowing as much as what I do about different modalities, it really helps when I'm working with someone. If they have a taboo that corresponds with something, then I can switch to something else and actually help them still, but in a different way, with a different modality, something that's easier for them to grasp, something that makes them more comfortable to work with me. So that is a long story short. Just know that this year is going to be epic. And if you have any ties that are binding you, you're probably going to find that it's going to be released this year. It's probably going to be a very transformative year. A very, I keep thinking and hearing and feeling that this is a new world. This year, 2020 starts our whole new world, our whole new age, the age of Aquarius. Even though people aren't sure when that starts, I really feel like it started probably many years ago, probably when the Mayan calendar in the 2012 was talking about it. But I think that was a preparatory to what was coming. And so I think this decade is really going to see where things are going to change dramatically. I think you've probably seen how dramatic it can change. I mean, look at chakras. Did you know about chakras 10 years ago, 20 years ago? Maybe, maybe not. I was just learning about chakras, and the amount of information that you can get on chakras now is just crazy. It's just craziness. All right. So just know that this is going to be an epic year. You may find that doing your reading today, or whenever you do it, may find you feeling the same way, like, oh my gosh, how is this even possible? But realize that the universe is limitless, limitless. You, as being part of the universe, you are limitless too. So we're going to see that, I believe, this year. So let me go ahead, and I didn't prep my cards as far as I usually prep them after I'm done reading, but I just prep them again when I start a reading. So I'm just going to do that. If you have your cards, that's great. If you have your worksheets, that's wonderful. What I'm going to do is just get the cards started, and what I usually do is I just usually take the whole of the cards and wrap on one side 3 times, and I just kind of just get the energy out of it. Just make sure to swish it away. And then I turn it around and do the 3 wraps and then just swish the energy away too. So that's kind of what I do with getting the cards prepped. Then I hold them together between my hands, because you have your hand chakras are very powerful chakras. It creates wonderful healing energy and clearing energy. And even just holding them like that is just wonderful to cleanse and clear the cards. And that's pretty much what I say. I say Shokure, which is Reiki. Shokure, Shokure, Shokure. Shokure energy to clean and clear the cards. Clean and clear, clean and clear, clean and clear. And then that just gets it all clean. And if I'm doing multiple readings, like quickly one after another, that's pretty much what I do. I just wrap on them, swish the energy, and then hold them in my hands and send Shokure energy to them to clean and clear the cards. When I have more time, or if I'm going to be doing multiple more in-depth readings for people, then what I usually do is I set them in the window with a stone or something that I feel the energy from the person, what it is that I want to put on top of the cards or around the cards, underneath the cards, and then let them sit out for about 24 hours, if not 12 hours, usually in the moonlight, so that it can get that, or the sunlight, depending on what it is that I'm doing a reading on. And then they're clear completely. That is just like, it's the same as holding them between my hands, but then I add on with a gem or a stone or a picture, or maybe a different card, maybe a card of Mother Teresa or Gandhi, or someone that makes me feel like that energy of the person needs to have that energy as well. So okay, so the cards are clear. This is one of the cards. Oh, it's backwards in Zoom, but that's okay. So this is one of the sheets that I made for everyone. They are there so that you can print them out, or you can just, I think they're PDF. If they're not, then I will put them in there as well as PDF. But you can just fill in these little blanks as you draw your cards, and that one's for January. This one's the monthly one. This is for January. And so for January there were 5 weeks, so that's 5 little spaces that you can put that in. And there is color, but you can just put it in black and white and it comes out just fine. All right, so when I do readings in my head, I usually go through an invocation or a prayer, meditation, just a small one, so that I prepare. And that actually helps to connect with our spirit team, with our spirit guides, with our Ascended Masters, those that are helping us. And it just helps us ground into the earth and ground up into the cosmos, so that we are fully grounded, so that we are able to receive the messages that we need and that are most beneficial for us. So I'm just going to go ahead and say that. Feel free to close your eyes and take a couple deep breaths if you want to. That's just fine. If not, just listen along. So, with divine's unconditional love and the universe's non-judgmental light, I set the intention for everyone and everything this prayer touches to be bathed in radiant white light. So brilliant this light that rainbow prisms are visible to offer the healing, protection, comfort, security, peace, strength, love, acceptance, and or all that which is needed at this moment. As above, so below, we connect to both the cosmos' higher vibrational ways as well as the Earth's wise grounding energy. And by allowing this all-encompassing pure white light to fill both our physical and spiritual bodies, so full and complete that it fills the space within the space, we are opening to love and light, vibration and energy, to receive messages clearly and completely. I ask that our spirit teams, those of the light, our guides, angels, archangels, ascended masters, and all those who only have our highest and best good in mind, send us effortless communication through all time, space, and multi-layered dimensions. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. All right. Wonderful. All right, now everything is complete. Now, some people like to wear like just an artifact or a necklace or a bracelet or have stones around them, anything that helps them connect as well. And that's just fine. A candle or essential oils, whatever makes you comfortable and makes your space higher in vibration, higher in energy, that allows you the peace and the connection that you need. Feel free to do that. That is just fine. You can pause this. So now we're just going to go ahead and shuffle our cards or get our divination tools, our rune stones. We're just going to mix those up. Or if you have a crystal ball or a pendulum that you're using, whatever it is, just go ahead and get that prepared and ready to go. And I'm just going to be mixing these up. I've been using these a lot. They're kind of sticky, so that's kind of weird. Energetically, they're sticky. Not sticky like I had stuff in my hand, but just energetically sticky. They're kind of very in clumps, which doesn't usually happen. All right, so first what I'm going to do is I'm just going to call out for the energy of January of 2020. January of 2020. Actually, I wanted me to stop on this one. Oh, so for January 2020, I got the High Priestess. Now, I've actually been watching a lot of people do their card readings, and a lot of people are getting the High Priestess for whether it's all of 2020 or it is for January. A lot of people are getting that card, which is so interesting to me. So this says it's a number 2, which that's so awesome. It's the feminine number, first feminine number. It's Archangel Haniel. It says, listen to your intuition, have patience, consider carefully what you want before acting. So that is a wonderful card for January. Okay, so we're going to call on the energy for February. I know this takes a long time, and just because I pick a card right away doesn't mean you pick a card right away. You can do it whenever feels right to you. And if you need to pause it, that's just fine too. Sorry, I keep looking in multiple directions, but I've got one here and I've got one here. All right, so let's see. On February's energy, February 2020. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this card is Page of Air. There's that one, Page of Air. Read it. So that is Page of Air for February 2020. And mine says logical, honest, impulsive, and curious. I love the picture on here, actually. For me, it kind of goes along with the High Priestess. Challenging information, delays or changes to plans, truth delivered without tact. So that just means it's just going to come, which to me is how I feel things are going to be happening in 2020. I really do feel like, you know what, this is just how it is. Instead of just dipping your toe, we're going to push it in. You're going to go just right now into the deep end. You're just going to wash it all over you, and Yeah, there's going to be maybe challenges. There's going to be some feelings that arise from that, like I've been talking about. Some things may feel taboo, but you know what? If it feels right to you, who's to tell you that that's taboo? That is you. That's your feelings. There's just no tact with it. It just is. It just is. And it may be challenging for you to understand that. And this is my reading. So this is this is for me. So it may be challenging for me to hear, but that's how it is. There you go. So that's my February. I'm going to have a great birthday month. But that picture, to me, it's just about the truth. It's just about the magic of life and how when you surround yourself with that magic, it's powerful. It's just completely and totally powerful. And there may be some disbeliefs or challenges along the way, but guess what? That's just how life is. Okay, so let's call in the energy for March. Yep. All right. Oh my gosh. Okay, so for March, I've got the Empress. Isn't that interesting? It's all mixed up, but I got 2 and then 3. The Empress is Archangel Gabriel. It says, lavish abundance, give birth to your dreams, nurture yourself and others. What a great card. All right, so that was January, February, March. So let's go to April. So April 2020 energy, what is it going to be for you? There again, I would love to hear what you chose for your 12 months of 2020, or if you just want to share like a couple of the epic ones that are coming up for you, epic months that are coming up for you, that would be so fun. I'd love to hear. Or if you want to share your whole year, including all the weeks. That's a big long post, but feel free. All right, so this is January, February, March, April 2020. April 2020. Oh. So this one for April 2020, Queen of Water. Queen of Water. And it says tender-hearted, empathetic, patient, loving. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself and others. There's a lot of caring going on last month and this month. So that's going to be amazing. Patience actually came up in the first one too, didn't it? Yep. Wow, there's lots of patience. I am not a patient person. But we are going to work on it. It's probably my challenge, right? Okay, so January, February, March, April, May of 2020. So let's get May of 2020 going. May of 2020. All right. Number 12. Now, isn't that interesting? Number 12, one of my cards was, my first card was the 2, and then I got the 3. So 1 and 2 make 3. So 2 and 3 are pretty big numbers for me this year. So awakening, this is Archangel Gabriel. It says, look at things from a different perspective, a temporary standstill. It's important to be yourself. So that is awakening. It's kind of an interesting card too, because it looks like, well, okay, that makes sense to me. So it looks like the archangel is falling, but if you're moving forward, you see what's happening in front of you. And it's not until you change position that you'd be able to see a different perspective. So I like that. So let's see, January, March, April, May. So we're on June. January, February, March, April, May, June. So let's get June. And everywhere that I post this, I'll go ahead. This is going to be way too long to put on Instagram. So I may try and just put a synopsis together at the end when we're done. And then I'll post that little synopsis and a link to the worksheets and everything else. So you can definitely get that. So June 2020. Oh, Queen of Air. I got for June 2020, Queen of Air. And it says independent, experienced, realistic, and witty. Objective decision making, clearing away all that no longer serves you, seeing the humor in a situation. That in and of itself would be humorous. Oh my gosh, just having to be just clearing away all of those things that no longer serve us. It's all about that this year. It's such a cleansing year. There again, for this week, it was actually all about water, clearing and getting out all that stuck energy, all the energy that no longer serves you, making way for everything that does serve you, making way for and making space for manifesting easily and effortlessly, and everything that goes along with that. Learning how to do it, learning how to be realistic, how to be objective, especially. Now, that doesn't mean you have to do it all alone, because you're not alone. You can have help from friends, family, like-minded individuals, and circle. If you can find a circle, a group of people that are like-minded, that you feel comfortable and safe with, that's fabulous. If just talking it out with friends and family is good, or if you just have to console your spirit team, they are there always. And your spirit team includes the archangels, ascended masters, deceased loved ones, people in spirit, just anybody and everybody that is on your team. And if they aren't necessarily right there, just by calling on them brings them into your team. So just don't worry about that. So that's an interesting one for June. And I really believe, especially in January, it was when I did the first readings and when I really thought about it, that's pretty much what the epic part of it is we are getting ready for some major tune-ups. Not in a bad way either. I really don't feel it's in a bad way. I really feel it is in a very positive, in a very non-material way. Although by manifesting, you are bringing in material objects or material things, material situations, but we're in a material world. And though we are spiritual in nature, we chose to come here and be manifest into this physical world. So of course we're going to be manifesting physical things as well as metaphysical or spiritual things. So just be mindful. Don't worry so much about needing to be perfect, needing to only bring about non-material things like enlightenment and transformation, but think of things that would help you do that, whether that's a new career, whether that is classes that you need to learn, or that is financial. It's all what we use as tools to get through this physical existence. And so just know that it's okay for you to have those things. I know money is an issue for a lot of people, but we need it. That's how you make a living. That's how you get the things that you need for this physical experience. So you're gaining now, instead of just getting the physical things, there's a spiritual aspect to that, because you're using those things to better yourself, prepare yourself for those downloads, for the transformation, for evolution, and for this new world. So just know that it all keeps going round and round. It all is for your benefit. It is all for your benefit and helps you to become a better person on the inside, so that it can be made manifest on the outside. All right, so I'm on July 2020. So I've been mixing these cards up, and this one just came out. So this is interesting. 0, the dreamer, but it's my archangel that I call on all the time. That's Archangel Metatron. I love Metatron, very wise and have tons of answers. I love the aspect that he has the Metatron's cube. That is I love that. To me, it's a wise, sacred geometry that I just am drawn to a lot. Some people are really drawn to the seed of life, and that's great. I love that one too. But for some reason, I've always been drawn to Metatron's cube, and I absolutely use it for meditation, for working with cards or anything. I love just the aspect of it. It's just, to me, beautiful, and it helps me to connect. So it says, a leap of faith, follow your dreams, unexpected opportunities. So that is for July of 2020. I love that one. All right, so there again, we are going to be working on August of 2020, or I am. I'd love to hear what you're getting. I just love hearing what other people get with their readings, because it helps to cement it. It helps to validate it, especially when it comes up. And if you have a reading from someone and they get similar cards or similar ideas, then it really validates your readings for you. So it's a lot of fun. I love it. Okay, so for August of 2020, I got 7 of Fire. And this one says, defend your beliefs and decisions, stand your ground, choose your battles wisely. There again, like I said, it's going to be an epic year, but it's going to be an epic year of us probably releasing those things that are no longer serving us, which includes ideas from what other people think of us, and really getting in tune with who you are. That includes your soul self and your spirit self, realizing that you are both, realizing that you are made manifest from a limitless spirit self. So there might be some bumps along the way, or there may be roads that you're traveling down and you may have to back up and go, finding new perspectives. It's okay. It's how we do things. The more we can communicate with our spirit team and realize that we can get guidance, we can get what is for our highest and best good, then we're able to actually move forward more effortlessly. But a lot of times we're just kind of out here. We're not in our head. We're not in our energetic body. We've kind of popped out because we've got too much to do. We've got too much on our plates, or we're spinning too many plates, wearing too many hats. We're being too many different things for too many different people, and we don't have time for ourselves. So when that happens, we have a tendency to pop out and not get the clear information from our spirit team, who's always there. It's just we forget to ask, or we aren't mindful, and we don't ground. We don't get in the space that allows us to get clear information. Because when we're outside our body and we're not clear on what we're wanting or what we're needing or what our hopes, dreams, wishes, and desires are, then what the universe does is like, okay, so all these things are for her highest and best good, or could be. And so we're just going to put them around and maybe she'll see them. And I really feel like if you have a bad case of shiny object syndrome, which I for years had that, anything and everything. It's like, I think I need that. I think that would actually work better. Someone told me I needed this, so that would probably be better. Or someone mentioned that, or I met this person and they said I should do this, but I didn't ask. I just did. And when we're mindful and we really just communicate with our spirit team, with our higher self even, then it's a lot easier for us to get the right information. And that right information, the more we do it, we become validated. We see the validation. We see that it can be easy and effortless. The communication can be easy and effortless and can come to us in many different forms, whatever is better for us to receive the information, to know that that's the right way, or that's the right decision, or that's the right journey we should be going on, or that's the right person we should be marrying, or that is the right career we should be following. We can get that information, and it can be crystal clear information. All we have to do is just be willing to believe and then to trust it when we receive it. That's difficult, but I believe this year is going to be the turning point for a lot of us. If we had any doubts, this is probably going to be the year that it just kind of comes up. All right, so I'm actually on August of 2020, I think. I'm talking way too much. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. So no, this is September. So September's card is the Emperor. There is our, wow, that's so interesting. For this week also, we got the number 4 with the, I think it was the water. I can't remember what card that was, but, oh, it's the year. So the year is actually, if we go 2020, to me, I just see so many 2s. There's 2 2s. So you've got 2, you've got 22, and then if you add 2 and 2 for numerology, you get 4. So I've already had 2 2s and now a 4. So that's very interesting for the year. So the Emperor card, there's that one. Let me show everyone at Be Live. All right, so this one is the Emperor. It's Archangel Michael. Organization and logic, structure and discipline, leadership. So that is for September of 2020. And that 4, that's actually neat to have it with Archangel Michael, because number 4 is very masculine. So for 2020, what I indicated with the reading for especially this, for January, for the general reading, it was all about the numbers of 2020. Not only do you have the 2, which is feminine, but it also harmonizes with the 4, which is a very masculine card about leadership and perspective. And so combining those 2 and being in harmony with our feminine and our masculine energies, I believe is going to be really what we're looking to do this year. So along with the master number of 22, which heightens that energy, which heightens that ability to harmonize your masculine and feminine, which is going to help in creating this new world and creating this new age. It's amazing. It's epic, right? All right, so October of 2020. See, I tell you, I try and think I'm going to do this quicker, and I just never do. The annual parties are so fun for me. I just love them. I love finding out about the energy for 2020, and then I love hearing what everyone else is getting for 2020. All right, so let's see here. This is October, one of my favorite months. 6 of Fire. So this one says, victory, good news is on its way, public recognition or rewards or awards. So that's 6 of fire. For my October 2020. All right, so let's go to November of 2020. I cannot believe it's already been 45 minutes. That's crazy. All right, so November of 2020. Ooh. King of Air. And it says brilliant, impartial, professional, diplomatic. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek your professional advice. Seek out professional advice. Balance mental and emotional considerations. Isn't that, oh my gosh, it just keeps coming up, right? We're balancing our male and female, and this card to me just validates for the whole year, even for 2020. It's just saying, you know what? Yep. Now that I've got 2s and 4s, which indicate this year, 2020, and now it's just saying, you're going to be balancing the mental and emotional. What is that? The male and female. So everything is about balance, and it's balancing it so that we can get clear, so we can move out any of the stuck negative, yucky energies, all the energies of what other people put on you, just letting all of that go and being able to be clear, crystal clear on what you want to manifest. When you're crystal clear on what you want to manifest, that's when manifesting happens. That's when the law of attraction is attracted, and it can come to you and you see it just like you envision it, and it's crystal clear. But if there's no room for it to come to you, then you're not going to see it as crystal clear as what you could. So that's November. So now December of 2020. I might get this done by an hour. All right, so let's see. December of 2020. So 10 of fire. Beautiful dragon. So this says, too much work. Accept help from others. Life is out of balance. Ooh, see? If there's any out of balance stuff, this is letting us know, guess what? We need to be in balance. This is what we need to do. Stress-related health concerns. This does not surprise me. In December, I am usually extremely busy, and this is exactly what happened this last December. So to me, this is just one of those cards, kind of like a little light saying, hey, remember, we need to be in balance. So instead of just feeling like, oh my gosh, this card is telling me I'm going to be sick, this card is actually doing its job and letting me know that I need to take time. I need to have some downtime. I need to take care of numero uno, which is myself. Same for you. If you were to get a card like this at some point and it says that there is stress-related health issues that doesn't say anything else other than that, then, or you're feeling that's what it's saying, then just know it's a foresight. You can change this card. This card is just acting as a warning system, letting you know that during this month, maybe we need to be more gentle with ourselves. Maybe we become out of balance, which I do in December's, because there's just so much to do. There's so much going on. And we've lost a lot of, shouldn't say lost, a lot of our family members, whether that's fur babies or actual people. We've had a lot of transitions occur in December. And so not only for me, but my husband and the kids feel that. We've had 2 dogs transition, a ferret transition, and my mom transitioned in December. So it's a difficult month, but tag on that we have 4 birthdays in December in our family. So it's just a little bit crazy of a month. So yes, that 10 of fire, that actually corresponds very well with how my Decembers usually are. And it's just a warning system letting me know, hey, you're going to be out of balance, so you better find ways to be calm, ground, and offer some self-care and self-love. And then, you know what? That may just go right away. So that's wonderful. So that is January 2020 through December 2020. And remember, there is the worksheets that I will have the link. It's a bit.ly link. You can go to facebook.com/versatile inspirations, and it's going to be either the first or second post on that site, on that webpage, that will have the link to your worksheets. And feel free to download those. Now, like I said, I had done, there's 13 of them. So the first one is for the month. So this one isn't the month. This is actually the January one. But the first one's going to be just like we just did, getting your energy foresight for January 2020 through December 2020. And then what will happen is the rest of them, all other 12 of them, will be for each month. And then as you can see, this one is for January. It's the monthly energy foresight. So you can do week 1 and pull cards or use your divination tools for week 1 through 5, which we have 5 weeks here in January, and then just write little synopsis of what you're getting from that. Like with my December card, I'm probably going to write down, make sure to give yourself self-care, self-love, and be balanced and grounded, because that will actually help. I was able to do that for half of the month in December, but then my father-in-law got sick and was in the hospital and got a pacemaker the weekend before Christmas, and then one of our kitties got sick and so was in and out of the vet. So it was crazy busy, just lots going on. And so I didn't take any time for myself. And so when you don't do that, your energy gets depleted and you have no more. And then it just it's a struggle and a challenge, and you get through it, but it would be so much easier if I would have taken the time to just breathe. Just even breathing and taking some time for myself, self-care, self-love, going and having a mini massage, or just going and taking a bubble bath would have been more beneficial than stressing and being upset, and which is what happens when your energy gets depleted. So, all right. So that was just the yearly energy foresight. Now you can take your sheets, your worksheets, and then you can do even more if you would like. And you can go into deeper detail about each month, going through each of the weeks. I'm not going to do that here because that would take forever, and I've already taken up almost an hour of your time. So go ahead and do that if you'd like. And please share. I would love to hear what some of your epic revelations are for the year. I just can't wait to hear. It's so much fun. This really helps me determine my year and what I can put into my calendar, what the energies feel like, or warning signs when maybe I need to be a little more mindful and give myself some self-care and self-love. Just make sure you realize that each of those are for you too. And if you start offering yourself that each week, you can pick another card if you want to wait until that month, and then you can see what that energy is like. So it can actually help just remind you of what you should be doing that month, or it can just tell you, hey, full steam ahead, everything's clear, go for it. So there's all different kinds of energies, and we're all different individuals, and just move gently through your year. Even though it's going to be epic, there may be bumps ahead, but you can handle it. You have your spirit team, you've got your friends and family, and if you have a circle of friends that you feel safe and secure with, just work with them as well. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I so appreciate it. And as always, I'm sending you and yours love, light, and eternal blessings. Take care.